bit off kilter. Galen's got Parkinson's. I want to talk to you very quickly about stuff that's happening everywhere. There's stuff happening, and I don't like it. It needs to stop. And I'm going to tell you what's wrong and how we can put everything right. Everything. Put it all right. Like that. So listen in. This is the solution. It's from an astute mind of a wargamer sat on his own in his own bedroom. Read into that what you will. And I've also put up some little clips from Johnny Hart's book BC because it illustrates the point perfectly. Now, imagine, go way back, and there's two people. There's a little village, there's women and children and some other chaps. There's not just two of them, but there's these two fellas, and they're sat by a river. And they're quite happy. And they're talking way back. They're sort of all in the nuddy, and there's a mammoth over there on the horizon wandering by. And one of them says to the other, I've had a thought. At that point, you should have said, shut up. No, not interested. I'm not listening to it. No. Or they should have taken him to the edge of the nearest cliff and oiked him off it. Because thoughts are a bad idea. You need two things, really, don't you? And these people are alive. This little group that we talked about are alive. So clearly they've got enough food and water. Otherwise they won't be alive. So what are they thinking about? What are they thinking about? What have they got to think about? Perhaps he says, I wonder what's over that hill. You've no business knowing what's over that hill. It's nothing to do with you. Stay where you are. Whatever you find over that hill ain't going to be better than what you've got, because you've got everything you need. And what if there's some other beggar over that hill and he's thinking the same thing? Now, if nobody's thinking, it won't happen. Stay there. You need to know the main one law, really, and that is drink upstream and have a wee downstream. There's your law. That's it. So he's sat there and he's got his stick and he thinks, he sees having a thought, and he thinks, I could put a point on that. Make it a sharp stick. Stab stuff. That fish, instead of trying to grab it with my hands, I would stab it. He gets a flint and he goes, ooh. Makes a tool. He's dead proud of himself, he's made a tool. So he sharpens his stick. And he might spend a day or two stabbing fish, but it won't be long before he sees somebody he doesn't like and he goes, and stabs them with his pointy stick. If he'd never thought of the idea of a pointy stick, he wouldn't be stabbing anybody with it. So that's annoyed me. Before we start, I'm annoyed about that. And they said, it's good here, isn't it? He said, yeah, but do you never wish you knew what time it was? No, why? Well, you know if you were late for something. Well, but if there weren't time, I couldn't be late for anything, could I? What about if we found a better way of cooking our food or a living? So why? What's wrong with the way we are now? Yeah, but if we had fire, for example, and then his mate said, where are you getting all these words from? Fire. What's that? That's a word I've made up for that hot thing that you get when lightning strikes. What's lightning? That's another word I've made up for that. And all these other words, I'm making them up. Well, stop making words up. Shut up. Doing me head in. And then you say, head's one of my words. I'm getting them right on my nerves. Where's that pointy stick? Give me a pointy stick. I'm going to poke you with it. I said, where'd you put? He said, we don't live very long. How do you know? Well, because of time. We only know about time because you've invented it, you pudding. If you'd not invented it, we wouldn't have known about it. So why have you done that? It's done now. We're stuck. We can't go back. It's impossible. We're stuck now. We could live longer. What? Yeah, but longer than what? We live. Therefore we are. It's, you know, what? We don't have to work and measure stuff. What do you want to measure? Time. What do you keep going on about time for all the while? I could measure how big our caves were. And, well, then we could get really upset and grumbly if they were smaller than somebody else's cave. What's the matter? Yeah, but you'd know stuff. I don't want to know anything. I'm sat here by the river on a nice sunny day, minding my own business. You've suddenly given me a pointy stick, which, to be honest, I'm quite close. I'm that close. How far's that in distance? Now, don't shut up about measuring stuff. I'm going to shove this in your ear hole. What's an ear hole? It's a word I've just invented for where I'm going to push this stick. Stop inventing things. Stop having ideas. Stop doing stuff.